meltdowns.
Let's just get right into it. We're talking about Mad Dog Mattern.
Mm-hmm. Best host in New York City.
Host with the most. A Vegas guy himself.
Mm-hmm. Is he from Vegas?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think that's right. And he was struggling to put a...
It was rough. He had just gotten into the cellar. He was super stoked about it, but he could never get... Every time I would go up, I would just be like, just use my mic. You know what I mean? When you go back up, and he'd be like, oh, thank God. But he would have meltdowns on stage, and you'd watch him just like not even have the cord close to the microphone and just shaking around. It was Michael Fox.
Yeah, who's that guy that had a spasm in his hand? You remember him? He was married to, what's her name?
Rosebud? Andy?
No.
Andy has tremors.
Justy Dodge's husband
Had a...
He has like a nerve thing where he's not nervous on stage, but he has like a tremor.
Yeah, so Andy Haynes has that where he'll point and you'll see him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
It's rough. It's really... if I do too much Adderall and get on stage, I'm like that. And I make sure not to ever let go of the mic or the mic stand because I don't want to be...
Yeah.
To feel grounded. Welcome to the Adam Friedland Show today, guys. We got Jordan. It is October 10th.
This Polly is gonna fuck our brains up. I can feel it.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we a little bit stoned?
It's really... There's no window. You should open a window.
I don't think they open.
How long did you wait till coming in?
I think they do.
3.5 days.
3.5 days? Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
It feels pretty strong.
Well, Jordan, you ruined the surprise. We got our floors done.
Yeah.
They look really good.
Can it be any worse than Chinese chemicals?
It's so awful. This is ruining my life. This is killing me. I think I have insomnia from it.
Yeah, it's really bad. Dude, I got the Apple Watch too, and the Apple Watch is like, hey, just don't freak out. But something's going on. Something's wrong with your body.
When you hit the vape,
dude, yeah, it'll be like, we noticed you've been sitting still for a couple minutes, and your heart rate's 130 beats per minute.
Yeah, it's bad.
You might want to go to the doctor.
Do you ever do the thing where you wake up in the morning and then you hit it?
Yeah.
The thing is, I'll quit this, and like the 2 days after quitting it, then my shit goes back to normal.
Yeah, it's really bad. I mean, it fucks up my whole face. It's like I have like pressure in my head from this thing.
Yeah,
it's bad.
My scalp is always tingling and stuff. I'm like, do I have nerve damage from being a vegan? And it's like, no, I'm just I'm going through 2 diamond air bars every fucking day.
And sometimes when the juice gets on the outside of it, and you really taste what's going in your body. It's fucked up.
Yes, who gives a fuck about polyurethane?
Yeah, it's true.
Adam is looking up.
I'm looking at the news right now.
Okay, cool. What do you got?
Adam is
I don't know. There's explosions rocking Kiev.
Adam is a news junkie.
I can't get enough of this stuff.
I'm sick of people being depressed about the apocalypse.
What
apocalypse? Who you hang out with?
Just people being like, well, the world is crumbling. They just,
Not here in this space.
Not here. We don't give a crap.
We got things going on.
Yeah, we're too busy.
It's crumbling, and it's just like you're a dude who lives with 8 other guys in a basement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take a look at your own goddamn life.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson, clean up your own mess.
Suck your own dick, bucko. Why don't you learn how to suck your own dick?
Why don't you suck your own bloody dick?
I started sucking my own dick for cash. And I've created a circular economy where I can be the richest man in the world.
What does he always say? It isn't obvious to me.
Yeah.
Why don't people suck their own dick? It isn't obvious to me.
Here's what I did. I created my own money, and every time I suck my own dick, I give myself 20 Jordan bucks.
He's been breaking down crying a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that, like being on pills?
Mm-hmm. Beef. He eats only beef. I think beef makes you hormonal.
Maybe, yeah.
He's sucking down a lot of estrogen.
My bloody nipples are sensitive. My bloody nipples are sensitive, and I'm addicted to benzos.
I liked what he said about Elliot Page. I liked because he did like...
Wait, he said that's a gorgeous woman.
No. He said... No,
he said,
I'd
love to take her out.
About the fat model, he said.
Oh, yeah.
That's... What did he say? Not beautiful, which is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Beautiful, the most like subjective.
It's
thing.
such a catty, gay thing to say too.
Not beautiful.
Not beautiful. Yeah. You might as well just said check, please.
Yeah. Next, It's bad.
Try again.
No, I liked what he said about the boobs, where he was like, when when were Elliot Page's breasts Ellen Page's breasts, and when did they become Elliot Page's breasts? At what point? And I was like, wow, this is like a philosophically sound problem.
Well, Elliot Page just got the titties removed, didn't they?
Yeah. But now we can't, like, who the star of Juno, we can't say is Ellen Page. We have to say it's Elliot Page.
Yeah.
Well, we can say whatever we fucking.
I was saying Elliot Page before even he was.
Yeah, I saw him. I walked by him dead.
When I saw him as a little boy in Trailer Park Boys.
We've talked about this.
I like that she transitioned into being like a Park Slope 8-year-old.
Yeah. She's
like,
Peter Parker.
Just going around on a fucking razor scooter everywhere.
Yeah.
Emotionless.
With like a fitted.
Yeah. I'm on my way to private
a
school.
Huge fitted.
Yeah. Yeah, they do kind of look like Funko Pops.
Yeah.
That's a gorgeous man. Elliot's kind of ripped though. Elliot got like a 6-pack.
Really? I'm gonna look it up.
Is she? If you transition to being a man, are you cycling?
What?
It's like you're on steroids or something. Yeah.
What do you mean cycling? What's that?
It's like you're on
like testosterone. Like you're cycling onto steroids.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like a
see.
bodybuilder.
Yeah, totally. And it makes one of my friends was doing it and got off of it because it was making their clitoris all rock hard.
Really?
Yeah. And
just got tiny little boners.
Yeah, tiny little boners.
Cute.
And something
So
else.
cute.
But it was crazy to watch their face like change, like become more angular and shit.
Yeah.
And they were doing doing it for what? For comedy?
They were
for a movie, for a role.
I'm trying to be funnier as a comic, so I'm taking testosterone.
Yeah.
I want to take testosterone. My buddy's taking it right now and it says he's like runs faster, does everything better,
think
and
I
harder
need
and
it.
stronger.
I
Yeah, you
think
should
I
get
need
it. It's like cured his lethargy.
Yeah, you can get your shit checked, but I worry that I would just get it checked and they're like, no, you're just a fucking faggot, dude. You're just sad.
No,
You're gay.
Yeah, you're just a fucking.
You're just gay.
You're just being a baby.
Yeah. I would want to get it so I could finally stand up to my girlfriend.
I'm worried I would get it and start standing up to the Hasidic Jews too much. Like, you know what I mean? The little rage balls that I get into.
You've got a beef with that.
I really do.
You
I
love
really do.
it.
I was running today, and they tried to stop me while I was like in full sprint to be like, "Are you Jewish?"
Yeah.
And I lost my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so offensive.
They also.
I am sorry.
They try and hit me on the motorcycle.
I'm
often.
sorry they would say that.
Thank you for apologizing for that.
The pain you must have felt.
You can't stand in a track and just ask people if they're Jewish.
Yeah, while people are
swinging
running,
around.
they're just
it's
being
crazy.
annoying.
I'm gonna get that outfit and go around Chinatown asking Chinese people if they're Jewish.
Are you Jewish?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do that.
I picked the last straw. I picked the shortest straw, and I got Chinatown as a beat.
Just do it in deep in the Bronx to only massive black men. Excuse me,
Yeah.
are you a Jew?
Just
Are
do
you
it to
dead-ass
the Hebrew
Jewish?
Israelites.
Excuse me.
The black nationalists.
The Kangs.
Yeah. So what do you mean by Israelite? Yeah. Sir, under your fitted, are you wearing a yarmulke? Be honest with me. Are you Jewish? I used to say no to them, and they'd be like, "Come on."
Yeah. Like, that's funny.
I'd
be like in a rush or something. I'd be like, "No," and they'd be like, "Okay, come on."
I just say, "Are you?" every time. That's my little joke.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
One time, for a while, I was telling them that I was on mushrooms.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm on mushrooms right now.
I just don't know. What do they think? I have like tattoos on me. I'm full sprint. What do they think is going to happen? That I'm just going to stop
Well,
and
if you
on my
covered it
heels and
up.
be like, I am actually.
That's it. That is what they think.
Really?
Yeah.
What? And then what happens if I were to say yes?
They tie the little box to you.
Yeah.
What is the little
No,
box?
but that's for men. They don't do that to women.
What do they do
To fill
women?
in. They put a sack over you like Borat.
Oh, okay.
And they steal you to be their wives.
Man, there were these girls in the front row at the cellar last night that had these blowouts. This like their hair looked too good, like it looked like a wig, and I just kept calling them Hasidic women the whole
That's
time.
very
and
funny.
they were so mad.
That's a crucial
They
burn.
were so
That's a crucial
upset.
burn.
Yeah, they spent thousands of their husband's money on fucking, their cartoon hair.
It was crazy. It really did look like a wig. It looked like it had like the long blonde. Man, they hated it. And
They had
every
weave?
time I would promise that I wouldn't do it again.
You know what I saw? I saw a great thing. I was in Houston all weekend, and I saw a Mexican guy wearing a rice patty hat, like a Chinese style, like
That's funny.
yeah, like a Raiden hat. Yeah,
I don't even know if I would have recognized it as a rice patty hat.
yeah,
Had it been a Mexican.
yeah. No, it definitely was.
It's in our rose patty.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop.
Sorry.
Yeah.
In Sacramento, I kept going in on
Hold
the
on,
Mexicans.
make sure Adam gets something.
Adam,
for
go
that,
ahead, say it.
That joke.
Let's hear it.
Actually, it's called an arroz patty.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be back after these messages.
I don't think
on
that's
the Adam Friedland show.
rice. Is that rice
It
in
is
Spanish?
rice.
Today's episode is sponsored by OxyContin.
Today's episode is sponsored by Goya.
Goya. Remember, people said during Trump you couldn't eat Goya
Yeah, because Goya supported Trump.
because they supported Trump.
Yeah,
New Balance?
when I was on stage in Houston, I did like an hour of like abortion stuff,
Yeah.
and then fucking I mentioned Trump, and then like I just said I didn't vote for Trump, and this fucking Houston guy was like, you can't say that.
That
You're
you
in a
did?
city.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're in
yes,
Harris County.
I'm like, yes, I can.
It's
Sorry.
deep blue.
Let's get Adam. Maybe get listen for
1
Adam on
second.
that one. Say, where is Houston?
Harris County.
And we'll be back on the Adam Friedland show
Today's episode.
after these messages.
Today's episode is sponsored by testosterone hormone replacement. Are you a man or a woman that wants to be a man?
Mm-hmm.
Are you half a man or a woman that wants to be a man?
Mm-hmm.
Consider testosterone.
Yeah.
It'll cure your lethargy. It'll give you the confidence to beat your wife. I feel like I wouldn't want my skin to get bad.
I love that these chairs recline, and you found a way to sit in them.
Yeah, it's
never-
really.
the
You're
chair's
such a
completely.
goo boy.
This
over
is
there,
how I'm
just
gonna
a
be.
slab of veal.
My body is like
I have
a puddle.
I have like a collection of photos of him on my phone, just Adam's best postures. Like, over the years, there's different ways. The best. This is the best one.
It's always me using my phone.
He's
It's just, how did you
always-
manage to make it so that only your head
I'm gonna
was
go
on
get-
the seat of the chair?
I'm gonna go get my phone. I gotta.
I'm
show you
very
this one.
gymnastical, Jordan. I'm very gymnastical. My Guido, former roommate from college, came to my show in LA. He lives there now, and he used to get drunk and be like, "I'm very gymnastical." He'd do the back handsprings, and he'd be like, "Actually, I'm
Whoa.
very gymnastical." And he talked to
Wait,
black
where
person.
was he from?
He was from one of the richest cities in America, Rye, New York, in Westchester.
Wow.
Yeah, where Nick Kroll's family is from.
Oh, Nick Kroll.
Yeah, it's
Nick Kroll didn't tip at the taco shop I worked at once. I'll never forget it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Well, you're on
I don't want to get
notice.
too far away from this topic before I show you this picture of Adam's best posture.
You got to start an album.
Yeah, I should do that because I have
You
to.
should
I
do
use
an
the
album.
I use the geographical.
Yeah, Nick's the only person I know that uses the map aspect of the phone.
Look at this. Look at this fucking guy. Dude.
Oh my god.
He was just sort of casually.
Oh my
doing-
god, you're like the
I'm like
the autistic
backstage.
kid in like 5th grade. Remember that kid? Who you'd just be like, why is he up on a shelf?
No, I don't remember that kid. He didn't exist.
Yeah, that kid was cool. No, actually, that kid was cool, and he fucked all the girls.
That kid was normal.
Yeah, he was normal, and he fucked all the girls, and everyone liked him.
The kid who would sit like cross-legged with his like like legs and like a tied-up pretzel, you know what I mean, with like air drum.
Yeah, yeah, just smashing my testicles.
No, but this was truly wild.
It's really good.
There was chairs there. There was couches and
No,
stuff.
I
Where
think
is
that
that?
I think that we had
It was in
a.
Ottawa.
I think we had a big boy on a couch.
Oh yeah, Stav was taking up the entire couch.
Yeah, so I was on a table. I was laying on a table like a bed.
You playing solitaire?
No, he's looking for the other
I'm looking
pictures
for,
like
yeah,
that.
Other pictures of.
I think there's another one in
How are
Australia.
you looking through your phone? You're
Because I use the map.
Because he thinks about
I
his
didn't
life.
even know that existed.
Thinks about his life in maps.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to look
I
at it.
really have to fix my posture. I don't know how to do it. If I jumped rope, would that strengthen my core?
Actually, yes, probably. Well,
And I probably may have held my
You
posture.
gotta keep your. I mean, if you do it wrong.
You got to stand with your head against a wall, like you're flat against a wall for like 6 minutes. I do it when I'm waiting for trains. But my posture's
Really?
awful. Yeah.
That's how my Russian kid used to. My Russian friend in school used to sleep on a hard surface when he was a baby, and so he had a blockhead.
Really?
Yeah, because their skulls are so soft.
You get a flat head. How come their asses don't? Do their asses stay flat?
No, you can get a fat ass, but you still have a blockhead.
Right, 'cause the bone.
Yeah, because in Soviet Russia,
They just had boards.
they don't have pillows. Yeah,
I think the pillows were blocks.
I think they used bricks.
Are you finding more postures?
I am. Sorry, the geodata wasn't.
What are you scrolling through the country? I mean, what
no,
is that?
not country. Now I have to find the date because I remember the date now.
Maps
you
is a
remember
good
dates?
way to remember things.
I don't remember the date exactly, but I remember there's another picture.
Is that my dog?
I remember by like my weight. Like I'll be like, all right, I was fat. So let's scroll through.
That's how you remember your life?
Yeah. So you can like see the like okay.
You're like
getting fatter. All
you're
right.
like that movie. What do you call it?
This one's perfect.
Wow.
Let me see that one.
What? Yeah, it takes testosterone. What's going on with your spine?
Oh yeah, I'm with that sitting next to that girl too.
Yeah,
but
look at his face.
Oh my god.
Just using your
Yeah, somehow you managed to
that's
get it
in
so
Philly. That was in Philly.
Just look at his face.
Yeah.
It's like you could have your
Smiling
head
at my
popping out
phone.
of the crack in the couch.
This is one of and then the gym picture is very good.
No, don't come on. You can't show a girl that. Come on, you can't show that
This
to a
Adam,
girl.
Adam decided to go look.
You can show it to
I need to see
Jordan
it.
because she's a comic.
Yeah.
She doesn't count as a girl.
It's true.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that. I don't know where that would even.
She doesn't qualify. No, it's really embarrassing to show it to a girl. But I'm
We'll
only
see about
doing
that.
it for the laugh. Well, no, I was practicing the form of the bench press.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Look at his face here.
Gooey. It's like you're made of what? The glint of the teeth.
So ugly. So ugly.
Wow.
No. No.
All right, we're gonna fix this.
Yeah, anytime he would mock
to
my
fix
body
myself.
dysmorphia, I would just send this picture to the group chat.
Yeah,
think you
I'd
have
be
to do
like, Nick, I
push-ups.
think you have body dysmorphia. You'd send that picture. And I'd be, I hate that picture. I hate that picture.
It's truly a great picture.
Oh my God.
We have one that me and Ian send of me whenever I do something. I'll show you.
What, it's really ugly?
It's so ugly. It's the middle of the night.
This is a picture podcast. Once guys,
Yeah, they're gonna love it.
Stage comes Friday, and then we're ready to go. I think.
We'll do it as a desk piece. We'll have an OnlyFans girl on the show and then show her all of those pictures.
This is in the middle of the night.
Let me see it. Oh my God, you look like absolute
It's
dog
in
shit.
the middle of the night,
Jordan.
and I was pretending to be a monster, and I was skittering around the whole room trying to freak him out.
Oh my God. That's
pretty good.
so funny. That's a great pic.
I gotta find the original video. It's actually really, really fucking scary.
Yeah,
They do a great job.
there's a lot of bad stills of me from because I blink slowly. I have this
Yeah,
problem.
here's a
you
good
look-
still
you
of you.
squint in
Look at this guy.
Yeah. That's
Why do you
terrible.
look like that in pictures now?
What do you mean?
You like frown a little bit, but it's a frowny smile.
Because I'm dead on the inside. I
No,
have no
you're not.
ability to fake.
But I see you in real life. You don't look like that.
I have no idea.
No, you look way better in real life.
I don't know. I can't tell.
You're
you.
handsome, relatively.
Sometimes you do. It just all depends on sleep, right?
I have no idea. Yeah, I guess I haven't been sleeping well
Yeah.
Because of the vape.
because of the vape. Yeah, it's probably just the vape. That's
You-
probably it.
I only sleep well on the road. Isn't that bizarre?
I don't sleep well on the road either.
I do sleep well on the
No, I
road.
don't sleep well on the road either. Even the hotel bed, I'll like come back from the show at like 2 a.m. and then I'm up at 6 no matter what.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to, when you wake up like that, you have to force yourself back down. That's the trick. And then you wake up at like 3 p.m. and
I
it
can't do it.
rules.
I can't do it. I wake up and then it's like, let's get stuff done. And then I open the laptop and then I'm like, well, at first a coffee. And I end up just like walking around Target or something.
My problem is I wake up, I hit the vape, and then I'm fucking done for. Where is this video? Where was I with Ian on the road? Where did you get all sick?
In Orange County, Nick was sick.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in Orange County. I was in Irvine.
Where was I just now? In Chicago?
Adam, do you know anything about Irvine?
Orange County. It's where the band No Doubt is from.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. on the Adam
And we'll be
Friedland
back
Show.
after
Dude,
this.
is that true?
They're from Anaheim.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Will
And,
Ferrell is from Irvine, California.
He's from Irvine.
Oh, I met a guy from Irvine, California who came to see me and Louie, then came out to the show.
Austin Butler, who recently played Elvis, was
How about-
born in Anaheim, California.
Butlin,
And we'll be right back.
Butlin Ostler. Butlin's a good name. If I had a son, I'd name him Butlin. I'm gonna move to Texas and name my son Butlin.
Yeah, he's a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm teaching my son how to play every sport, and his name's Butlin.
Oh, that's a stupid name.
Mm-hmm.
You should see some of the other kids on his team.
Yeah. Oh, you think that's stupid? Watch this. And then he does like a backflip off a ladder and paralyzes himself.
All right, I'm giving up on looking for it.
Looking for Butlin?
Looking for Butland County.
That's our 2-act play that we're doing for the
Isn't
premiere
Irvine
show.
trashy?
No, I guess it's nice, but it's nice in a way that it's like if you're like you just want a job in an apartment.
When I did it with Louis, there were like neck tattoos, and it was like a big theater, and it was just full of the trashiest
Well, that's
motherfuckers.
Orange County.
Sacramento was like the people who are, the girls who are like trashy hot, where they're super hot, but they're just riddled with VD. You know what I mean?
Venereal disease.
Yeah, venereal disease.
Venereal disease. Yeah.
It's where you don't hear VD much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it
Yeah,
back.
it's kind of old
The
school.
Zoomers call it, they call it getting yeeted, I think.
Yeah.
Is what
Really?
they say. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm so old now. I listen to kids talk.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I'm getting yeeted off Zoot. And then we're
Skirting.
Yeah, skirting.
Yeah.
That's
Even that is still like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's big dots.
Somebody said something
Yeah.
was loud the other day, and I
Y'all,
was like, it's
Indian
not.
food is big dots, dude. That's mad dots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this food is just at an Indian restaurant, a Zoomer with the broccoli haircut, just being like, yo, this
Yeah.
Vindaloo's mad dots, bro.
One time you called that haircut the biracial haircut.
It is. It's like a mixed race haircut.
What is
Yeah.
it?
The broccoli haircut that Zoomers get, where that sides are tight and then they just have that like kind of floppy.
Yeah.
It's floppy. It's
Yeah.
very TikTok, that haircut.
Yeah.
But that was probably 7 years ago.
Yeah,
at
well,
this
the
point.
thing is like I'm like, man, I'm old now. But the reality is I'm just not a cool guy, and I never have been. Like I think back to when I was 21, and I was like, I didn't know what people were saying. I was using the N word. That was the only thing I was saying.
No, back
then.
when you were 21, that's what millennials were
Yeah,
doing.
that's what we were calling things.
That's what back in my day. Yeah, anyway, so
Now the young people are filling the audiences, and they're the worst audience members you'll ever have. I mean,
Really?
yeah, and then the second you leave town, it's like all old people, and it's like the best.
what's the youngest you've ever fucked?
Oh, I always go older.
You should fuck like a 19-year-old.
You
You should
should.
get your
No,
groove back.
I'm trying to fuck like a 41-year-old.
No, you should go to Jamaica and you should have you should get your shit split open.
I'm trying to be one of those like 60-year-old
You should get
men.
split.
60-year-old men with like a balding gray ponytail with like just an autistic, just
Yeah.
pasty, like fat white 20-year-old girlfriend that's into like tarot cards and stuff.
Yeah, that's
those,
doable. That's highly doable.
those types of guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to be very wealthy.
No, you don't even.
What do you mean? Then why would they?
Those guys, well, they have a job. I mean, they're not like broke, but it's a specific type of guy. Wiccan girlfriend, autistic
Yeah.
Wiccan girlfriend.
Huge tits.
Oh, I see. A little
Huge
chunky.
tits.
A little chunky. She
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
rail thin, but she's
Yeah.
a little-
She's pale
yeah,
as
she's
shit,
buttery.
dark hair.
Mhm. And then just going around just trying to get people to believe you when you say we're in love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to, and you put your hand on her like G-string in public and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to transition to be a man when I'm 60.
Yeah.
You know,
You're
what I
gonna
mean?
start taking
just
tea.
so I don't get put out to pasture so quick.
You're gonna start jumping your motorcycle.
Yeah.
Do some Knievel type shit.
I haven't been riding it. It's been cold. I've been a little bitch.
Do you have bike storage? Winter
No,
bike
I'm
storage?
storing it with you.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
My friend got his stolen. They steal them in New York City.
Yeah, I know mine. I always
Bikes get
cover
stolen
mine.
a lot here.
But I figure if mine's taken is $1,500, and I'm like, if you take it, I just am gonna.
You always cover it.
I do cover
Like
it.
someone doesn't
And
know what's underneath.
And I lock the wheel. They say, yeah, that's like the most helpful way of not getting stolen, so people don't clock it.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. You'd have to lift it up, but but two like Dominicans could throw it into the back of a Toyota.
That's what they do.
Crazy.
Apparently they
or,
gut.
seven Guatemalans.
Seven
Yeah.
Guatemalans. Yeah.
You
One
know
Mexican.
them. You know them boys.
Just fucking like 7 Guatemalan guys carrying their motorcycle over their head to place it in the back seat of a Toyota
Of a
Corolla.
toy car.
They should have a little Power Wheels pickup truck they all ride around the
That'd be so
parking
cute.
lot in. Yeah.
That'd be so cute.
All wearing matching Spider-Man backpacks. I love those guys so much.
Wearing a
best.
hat that says "Daddy's Little
Yeah.
Princess."
When one of them out of the crew is just way drunk and like,
Yo, they're always with.
They're so.
They're always
drunk.
getting fucking drunk.
Wouldn't
You saw
you?
those boys in the deli today?
Yeah.
You saw them boys in the deli.
Yeah.
I saw one guy
Just
tip
hit and
over and
bruise
hit
in
his,
the deli.
hit his head. So it was like a bowling ball. He did not put his hands up at any point, and it smashed on the ground.
They wobble.
And I was like kicking him, being like, "Wake up, wake up!" And his friend just kept saying to me, "He's drunk. He's drunk." And I was like, "I know he's drunk, but I think he might also be dead." And he was just completely flat on his face. It was nuts.
He's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
He's
Just another
fine.
one comes up and just takes the Spider-Man backpack off him and puts it on. And then they're like, he's back. Juan Carlos is back. We have a new Juan Carlos. Juan Carlos is dead. Long live Juan Carlos.
It is crazy though. They're at my train station and people, they'll be doing something, they'll be all fucked up and somebody will walk by and look at me and just be like, "Oh, he's Guatemalan." And I'm like, "Yeah, what does that mean?"
Yeah.
That's what makes it all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
What were they bred for? They're like terriers.
Right.
Were they like they in Spain when they came up with Guatemalans? They're like, we need a couple of guys to get rid of the mice.
Yeah. We got to
We're
make
gonna create
like
a type of
5
guy
more.
that chases mice around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's closer to the mice.
Yeah, they're definitely made for working on the ground.
Right, just like you bring contractors in, and it's 2 Mexican guys that are normal size, and then you're like, oh, we have like mice too, and then they're like, okay, and then they just bring in 7 of those guys, and they just run around the room chasing them, just shaking them to death.
But
With
apparently,
mariachi music playing
yeah.
rapidly.
the motorcycle. I went back to sitting like that. My state of nature. That's just how. That's what my body wants to do. It's so embarrassing. Apparently the motorcycle thieves, they gut out minivans, and then they and then they pick up the bikes because they have wheel locks.
Those aren't the Guatemalans though. The Guatemalans are sweet.
Yeah.
We know what kind.
I like
they
when
are.
you see the Guatemalan
We
guys
know
with
what
a
kind
tiny
they
wife.
Yeah,
It makes me feel huge.
They're Hasidic Jews.
We know I told
who's
you about the
doing
one
that.
with Down syndrome on the train, right?
a Guatemalan guy with Down syndrome.
He was a kid, and I fell in love with him. I wanted to take him home, and he was just looking at my book, and then looking up at me, and then looking at my book, and he was
Yeah.
truly 4 inches from my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
like when they're.
they put him in the Home Depot parking lot too, and you just drive by. The other guys are like, drywall, and he's like, Legos. Yeah, Lego to put together.
I used to drive to Home Depot, and I would open the door, and they'd all be clamoring to get in the truck to pick up. And I felt so bad about it, but I would just have to be like, I would just be shouting at them, "The young ones, the young ones," and the old guys would be like, "Oh fuck,"
Yeah.
and the young guys would like muscle in. It ruled though. They're the best. They were obsessed with my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the old guys, they really get weeded out at the Home Depot. You watch them. You
It's
never get
sad.
picked. It is sad.
It's sad.
What are they gonna do? How do they get here? And then what? The dudes who drink,
Hot air balloon.
what do they do all day?
Yeah,
They travel
that's how
by
they
hot
get
air
over the
from
wall.
Guatemala,
Trump's
yeah.
wall. Yeah, they go. They go over in
There's
blimps.
17
How did
of them in a
hot air balloon
basket.
just come into your head? What happened?
I don't know.
I said, "How did they get here?" And you immediately.
We build a blimp.
Yeah. We take a little balloon. It's a balloon that's shaped like a Mickey Mouse. There's a Winnie the Pooh one
But it's a
behind
little-
them.
yeah.
And it's like-
But it's like off
that's-
brand. It's
that's-
like
yeah.
not. It's like
It's the Buzz Lightyear Mickey Mouse from Japan. And that's their Nina Pinta in Santa Maria.
I just don't get how
you
you
build a
move.
wall, but we get the balloon.
Yeah. I take that balloon here.
Fucking, and then ICE is trying to shoot them down.
Right. Yeah, just guys in cowboy hats throwing fucking darts. God damn it. I'm going to get them one of these days.
But they don't steal the bikes. It's the Dominicans, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the Bushwick guys.
I don't want to
I've seen them do
profile.
it.
I don't want to profile.
I used to
I've
live,
seen them
I used
do
to
it.
live right off
I've
the
seen them
Manhattan
boys
Bridge,
do it.
like right off the Manhattan Bridge, like Bowery and Canal, right on the corner.
Yeah.
And I was outside having a cigarette one time in front of my apartment, and just a guy rides off, come hot off the bridge, just coming down Bowery, and he's like, "Bicycle, $5, bicycle, $5." He's just like, just trying to flip that shit in 10 minutes. Bicycle, $5.
He grabbed it just on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, probably one of those expensive like Williamsburg bike shops.
Totally.
Well, I guess it would have to be further. If it's a Manhattan Bridge, it would be downtown Brooklyn.
They do the thing where they rip there'll be a parking sign and they'll just rock on it with their tiny bodies, just like pulling it back and forth, and then the thing will come loose. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
They really get it done though. Everything in Bushwick is Dominican stolen. If you go into one of those bike shops and they like let you in, and then behind you they like shut the door and lock it, and you're like, all right, okay, here we go.
No, they just want to hook up. They want to kiss.
I always think about that. What if I fell in love with a tiny little
If that was your
Guatemalan?
husband,
Just
that's
a
a
tiny-
nice
Best
thing to
husband
think in your
ever.
mind. Yeah, that you
You're
have
the
that
best
as a
husband ever.
possibility.
It's just crazy that we don't even consider love between, you know what I mean? There's
Right.
no,
Outside of the same socioeconomic class,
Yeah.
we don't even.
This
Right.
is my husband Nestor.
I'm rich now. What am I going to do? Fall in love with a poor woman? That's not going
You
to
know-
fucking happen.
That's
You know what I was
happened all
thinking?
throughout
Like-
history.
That's not going to happen.
you know when you're like cuddled up on the couch and you're like, oh, well, you're not women, but as a woman, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I could like be viewed as like a sweet girlfriend type. And then I was thinking about like a morbidly obese woman, and there's like, she never gets to feel like the feeling of
never.
like being like, you're my baby girl. You know? It's
Yeah.
just-
Oh, she never gets to feel like to wilt in someone's arms. Dainty.
yeah,
Being carried up the
so
stairs.
fucked up.
Yeah.
That's
She's never
so
gonna
funny.
be anybody's little princess.
Yeah. What was the joke about just with a woman like that being like, why isn't it cute when I do it? Getting pissed off. What were we talking about? What was
I
the
forgot what
concept?
we were talking about.
Yeah.
Well,
How come isn't it? Why isn't it cute when I do it? Just screaming in an office. So when she does it, it's cute, but when I do it, it's fat. Just monopolizing the microwave and the break room.
But they can,
they're
they can
so
like,
mad. They get so mad.
you would be mad. You would
No,
also
just be
mad.
nice.
Well, she can marry 7 or 8 Guatemalan guys, and they can dress her
Oh
up
my
like the
God,
balloon.
if they were like
They
her,
do end up marrying
her
little
7 dwarves,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be amazing.
So wide in the 7 dwarves.
So what? Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm proud of that one.
Why would I do it? It's fat is so funny. What did I say? I called somebody fat. Oh yeah, I was talking about everybody. Whenever I tell people I run, people are always like, "I hate running." That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And somebody the other day said that to me, and I was like, "Well, I hate talking to big fat fatties, but you don't see me griping." They were pissed. They were not happy about it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. This is nice. Nice doing these late night ones.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Good.
slowly ease into a more casual, relaxed vibe with this show.
It hasn't been. I mean, I did the first episode where we were like watching a football game. or
Yeah. But it's going to get
basketball
even
game.
more like that. More late
Yeah,
night.
it's gonna get sleepy.
Well, keep
More
fucking people up
down-tuned.
with this polyfumes.
Yeah,
and you'll get
yeah,
that
yeah.
done.
I think we are getting pretty stoned
I don't
off
smell
it.
it anymore.
Yeah,
They
that's
get-
not good.
Yeah.
The big development, guys, in the studio is that Nick got a CRT television. And we went to Best Buy and bought a DVD player.
Right, so we can watch Michael on DVD.
I
We
can't
watched
believe-
Nora
I
Ephron's
cannot
Michael
believe-
starring John Travolta.
Is there a very graphic part where she touches his wings? Because that's what's in my mind.
I was in and out.
No, women
I
wanna
went to the
fuck
bathroom
him.
17 times. while
Part of his
watching
character is that he's irresistible to women because he smells like cookies.
it. Mhm.
What?
I didn't understand.
They said he smells like cookies.
They said he smelled like cookies, and then every woman he meets wants to fuck him. And then there's a big dance
Oh,
sequence
that's right. That's right.
where every woman in the bar like leaves their husband and starts dancing with Michael, and then they all are, "What are you doing with my wife, boy?"
But why did they send him to Earth?
To make John Hurd fuck Andy McDowell.
Yeah, and to save a dog's life. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
I
I can't. It's really mixed up with Phenomenon in my mind. I can't separate the two at all.
Mm-hmm.
Separate what?
We gotta find Phenomena on DVD and watch that one also.
Phenomenon, remember that, Adam?
Yeah, it's like he gets struck by lightning and then he's like super smart. or
Truly
something.
came out. It was like
Oh,
No
yeah.
Country for Old Men and There Will Be Blood. It was exactly the same scenario. Right? Back to back.
Yeah.
Exact same movie.
Yeah, but those movies are very different.
They are very different.
Yeah, but
It's-
I know what you mean. There were two very good movies that came out in the same week.
Yes.
I
That
remember-
one's
that was
more
a
like-
great year for movies.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I remember going and seeing both of those, and I was like, "Is this just like? Has it always been like this?" And
I like both of them almost equally. I really do.
I like No Country a little bit more.
Yeah, most people like it.
I have a little bone to pick with P.T. Anderson.
Did you?
Yeah, sort of.
What is it?
I don't know. I mean,
No, it's
well,
personal. It's
It's
from
personal.
his
I don't
personal
really
life.
want to get into it.
He did something to you?
He was at the Chateau Marmont. He woke up. He was in a blackout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he said, "Now you're an actress," and I was like, "What does that mean?"
What the fuck do you
Walked
do with
out.
me?
Yeah. He's like, you're an actress now.
You're an
I said,
actress.
what does that mean?
Paul Dano's. I saw Paul Dano in Park Slope. He's actually a hot guy.
He's
He used to
around.
ride the G train. all the
He's
time.
around,
Yeah.
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 He's married to a really annoying bitch.
I think my ex-girlfriend told me she saw him on the train one time, like singing to his girlfriend or something.
Yikes. He's
Yeah.
a milady.
Yeah.
He's got to be.
Yeah.
Oof, brutal.
Yeah.
he
loves the Princess Bride.
he's with what's her name? Elia Kazan's granddaughter.
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
Yeah.
How many actors are all miladies? You know what I mean? They're all probably like that. Goobers.
Mm-hmm.
Most famous people I'm finding are like that.
Most actors are mentally deficient, so they can be manipulated by directors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like 70 IQ guys,
Mm-hmm.
But
but they're
remember-
incredible at acting.
Remember,
Yeah,
I
that's,
was-
why, that's why Texas needs to stop executing actors.
You just killed the new Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could have been the next Tom Cruise. guy with Down syndrome.
I was watching like Matthew McConaughey on Instagram, and I was like, you are like, you think that you're in like this like.
He's dumb. Yeah, he's dumb as rocks.
He thinks he is the guy
Yeah.
from The Princess Bride.
I've played it on the show before, but his audio book,
Yeah.
Green Lights, is
Yeah, Green Lights.
unreal.
Yeah.
Every time something good happens in Michael's life, my roommate he says Green Lights. It's really hilarious. Every time.
Is
I'll
it
go,
a
Green Lights.
reference to the
Yeah, yeah.
Matthew McConaughey?
Totally.
book? Oh,
Because
damn.
every time something would happen to get good to Matthew, which would literally be like, I crashed my Ducati, and then guess what? I bought another one. It was like, yeah, dude, you have money to buy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess retread bit, but in the audiobook, it's like, because, it's him and he has got his own cadence or whatever. And reading it is probably different, but just him saying the words. When he was like, when I was 17 years old, I was raped by a soccer coach. And then a couple of friends and I, we pitched in together and we all got a van and we went down to the river. And he just like transitions between these like things and says them so matter-of-factly.
As if it's not his own story.
No, he just like lists off the events of his life, and one of them is his molestation.
He was molested.
Yeah.
Is he really molested? He says
Yes.
that in the
Yeah,
book?
he was molested.
I don't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
He was
I
talking to
got
Jordan Peterson
two
about writing
red
it.
cards as a goalie. And then my coach molested me.
Did he really say that his coach molested him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know.
Can you imagine that, getting molested by a soccer coach?
I don't know what people say when they say molested. It's too vague. It doesn't make any. What is molested?
He used a pool cue to touch
What?
his penis from across the room. No, I don't know.
I was like, that's regular.
He just
Come here, boy.
He just gently stroked his penis with the end of a crutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, molested
This
is
is
a word.
legal, technically.
It's like what people say when something weird happened, but it's too embarrassing, so they
What's
just
that
say molested.
Simpsons joke where Bart shines a laser pointer at Principal Skinner's pants? And he's like, there seems to be a red dot on my pants. I guess I'll just remove them. Just pulls his pants down. God damn, that show was so fucking funny.
It's so good.
Yeah. And that's one day the Adam Friedland show will be like that.
Yeah.
What I really want to have once we get this thing popping is to find like an animated short, find somebody with like an animated series that we can put together.
We got a TV Funhouse.
and do like the Tracy Ullman, like
Oh, yeah.
The Simpsons, but just have like a 10-minute break on the show where we play an animated thing.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah.
An animated thing, no sound or with sound? With you
sound.
guys talking?
Oh no. It would be its own separate thing. We'll say like like do a TV Funhouse thing.
Well,
Yeah.
you do so many tangents about completely made up stories that happen, so you could do that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could just cut this show, for example. We would cut 10 minutes in, and it would just be Guatemalan adventures.
But this show is just audio. Nobody can watch this.
This one's just
For
audio.
now, it is.
For the next couple weeks, yeah, this is
I mean,
this is the end of podcasting
Jordan,
for this show. So,
look around you.
yeah.
Yeah, what's going on with this plastic? What's behind there? Why is this all plastic?
These
now?
are
well,
no, we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, the John Nunn painted these sprinklers, and they shouldn't be painted. So
Oh, yeah, the
those have
red
to-
stuff?
Yeah, that has to go back to white. John said that was an OSHA rule that they had to be that color, but then the super said it's only the riser pipe needs to be that color. So he was like,
Yeah, he got mad at us.
he was like, you got to paint these all back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the flats are covered.
What did you use? A crayon? Who painted that? Was that you?
John. But John, he did for cheap. And
Yeah.
we got a cheap job. But yes, he used a crayon.
His back started hurting.
Yeah. Well, he's a big guy.
You're a big boy.
Yeah.
Do you get the same amount of views as listens from the visual ones?
We don't
No,
know.
not really. But once we figure out, like, once this is going, then we'll figure out the YouTube stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we have to get on there.
We'll eventually transition.
Yeah, because I got Vimeo. I paid for a fucking Vimeo account. Vimeo's dog shit.
Why is it dog shit?
Well, because first of all, like, you pay for the top tier. It's $1,000
Okay.
for the top Vimeo, and I just bought the most expensive one, assuming they had like some kind of bandwidth cap. And we put the first like episode on there, and instantly just went over the bandwidth limit. And so they just sent me a bunch of emails. It's like, hey, you know, we didn't cut your video off, even though you're over the bandwidth limit. And I was like, look, we signed up for this because it's the only integration option with like Patreon.
Oh.
And then, so I was like, can I just have a fucking refund? We're not going to use your thing.
And then, then they had
And
native
they were like,
video.
oh, actually, we have in this situation, like they're driving that company off a cliff. I don't know what happened. I guess maybe like, you know, like somebody
YouTube.
bought Vimeo and they're like trying to just change the whole thing. But
I thought YouTube was compatible with Patreon.
YouTube is not. You can just post a link. But
I see.
Yeah, to embed the thing on the Patreon. But the reason we don't use YouTube is because we put the first video or the first episode of the audio show, and then they struck it down for like community guidelines because we mentioned COVID or something, and then other people just re-uploaded it and they have no problem. So I gotta like figure out what's going on with YouTube so we don't get our shit because like it's like, you know, they have a strike policy. So we already have one strike, and if we put stuff up again, then we're at 2 strikes, and it's like I can't have the show
The
be
sort
in
of
danger. Yeah,
Damocles.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened.
The sort
I just
of
got shadow
yeah,
banned.
Maybe want to Adam once.
Yeah, Adam, go ahead.
We can't have the sword of Damocles hanging over our heads. And what would be
We'll be back after this.
right?
Are
back.
you shadow banned? You're shadow banned.
I'm probably.
I'm shadow banned.
Yeah.
Shet? What does that mean?
It's where
You can't search for someone,
Yeah, on
or
Instagram.
they don't come
Yeah.
up
You
on
have
the.
to type my name in exactly to find me on Instagram.
Yeah, same.
But you still come up on the feed.
Yeah, that'll probably change, I guess, once, you know, Kyla's doing, I guess, a good job with the social media stuff. So I don't manage any of my shit anymore. Kyla from Philly does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she
I
just
think
picked up.
your
she picked
stuff
up,
pops up, but if you search it, you have to have it the exact handle.
Yeah, she's managing Tim now also.
Dylan?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So she's doing a good job.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was with my manager. Oh, no.
No,
He
not,
knows
he's
me.
just social media manager.
Oh, I
posts.
see.
Although Kyla should just be a manager. Somebody should hire her.
Yeah, anybody can do it. You have to be Jewish.
No, she's particularly good at it.
Really?
Yeah, it's like because she goes like, you know, I'll do these weekends, and then for whatever reason, she's just on the email threads with them, and then like the clubs the clubs assume she's my manager, so she handles all this other shit that, like, you know, she's honestly, it's like she doesn't have to.
Do you have a manager?
No, not anymore.
Oh,
yeah, it was
so
with
she's your
Generate. Yeah. But
What do we think about this? Everybody, I was talking to Gillis about it, or he was talking about it at the cellar about putting a YouTube special out, and that it's like easy and it should be done, and everybody's been saying it's easy and should be done. But here's my question: why do it? What is the point?
of YouTube special,
Yeah,
increases your ticket sales.
does it though?
Yeah, absolutely. If your
If
shit
you go
pops
up on the
off, dude, if you're
algorithm,
getting, if you're getting 3,
Yeah,
4
but
million
can a
views.
special do people
Yes.
watch an hour?
Well,
online?
that's what Shane did.
I know, but that was
Shane did it. Stop did it too. And I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, Stop did do it.
you look at their ticket sales now. It's like, I mean,
People love
our
YouTube.
podcast gets the same numbers as like Matt and Shane does, but like because of the special, and then probably also the SNL thing. But I mean, Shane obviously has like a huge.
And he does Rogan.
Yeah, and Rogan and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's not just the YouTube special, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the difference between making, like $20K in a weekend or making $50K in a weekend.
It's and also like that's primarily how people. I mean, that and Netflix is primarily how people consume comedy these days,
I think they consume it in just short, shitty
and
videos
and reels
Yeah,
and TikTok.
Mhm.
Yeah. And YouTube Shorts. YouTube has like
I've been doing
basically
the shorts
has
thing.
TikTok now. Yeah.
It's just like $13,000 to make a thing that might not get any traction.
It's more than that.
And that's like as low as you can get if you have buddies who will do it.
And what Stav said, we spent like 40 grand.
I think so.
Well, that's
Yeah.
stuff, yeah. But most of us are.
What's
I
that?
think Ronan was like. Yeah, maybe you're right. It probably gets
But
up there by
Ronan's
the end of it.
Jewish.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah, he didn't have to pay for that. Israel did.
I do
Yeah.
think the more money you spend, the better it does, though. I'm finding from
Really?
watching people do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does seem that way.
Yeah, and
People
then it also,
put a cell
you also
phone
do
video
need like
up?
a good director.
Hmm?
You also need like a good director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could liquefy my. Is that what it called? Liquidate my
Yeah.
gold, and then I could do it.
That's why Nick went to the Chateau Marmont that night. He-
Paul Thomas Anderson is directing my special.
Yeah.
Is he?
Well, he said he would, but Nick hasn't really heard back.
You could get that guy, the Charlie Kaufman.
Yeah.
I watched that movie again. It's so good.
What, Synecdoche?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
it's so
one of the funniest movies of all
It's
time.
so good. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That scene with the doctor, he's like, it's because the eyes are connected to the brain.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
Are you going to the cellar after this?
I have to do a spot at like 12:15 or something.
Can me and Adam get into the cellar?
Yeah.
Can you get us up?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Can they just say your name and then I'll go up?
Yeah,
It'll be
yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
hello.
But they have to
You
pa-
were at the cellar the other, you were on Big J show.
Yeah.
I think it's that show tonight.
But the deal is they have to pass both of us, not just one
Yeah.
or the other.
Yeah, but then every time you go up on stage,
They-
it has to be
how about-
both of you on stage.
They could
No.
just pass me.
Okay.
Let's put it this way: they can't just pass Adam.
Okay, gotcha.
That would be rude.
Dude, the night I auditioned, me and Kaylin Palufo, very good friend, we auditioned the same night. And we had been like art handling all week together and had like 2 more weeks on this job. And we were so scared that one of us was going to get it, one of us wouldn't, but we both got it. It was good.
That's
That would've been
great.
a
Anticlimactic story.
nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's great. Must be fun.
She doesn't say that
Must
you
be
got
f-
it when you get it. She says,
Or were you going to pretend now that you're upset that you're not working the cellar
No.
with your 4 spots you do a year?
Yeah, well, a year. Every couple years.
Yeah, it must be nice to be passed at the cellar. You're not even sitting.
Must
up
be
straight.
nice.
You're wearing 2 diapers.
Yeah, you go to the. What are you talking about?
Just the laziest person in the world.
Must be nice.
"You just
You go to the pizza place?
on the chair. Your body's just a
No, you
puddle."
go to the pizza place. You take a couple bites of the slice.
You just got hoses going to different types of liquefied food going into your mouth. Just that-
Why? I don't
just
like
a-
chewing.
It just has a straw that's
yeah.
connected
I don't
to the
like
rest of
chewing.
its body that it's drinking.
just limp skin piled on top of diapers
Why?
with Soylent coming from a tube. Going
I
in your
was
mouth.
looking at Soylent today. I was like, is
oh,
that
it must
good?
be real nice to be passed at the
Yeah, it must be real nice.
Yeah, 'cause-
Because your identity politics. If it wasn't for PC culture,
2 diapers is so funny.
well, what if the first one fails? What if the first one fails?
He's wearing 2 diapers.
Yeah, it's a fail safe.
He's like, well, then I only have to change myself once a week.
You can fail to plan or you can plan to fail. That's what I say.
No, you could get in. You just got to do it. You got to just go in there.
You get the pizza. You take a couple bites of the pizza. You don't finish the pizza. You throw the pizza out.
Right?
And then you go up.
You're obsessed with the pizza part. I think he ate a full slice.
No, he doesn't finish the pizza. It really bothers me.
Okay, but that's the whole. That's
I
like
know
the
it's funny.
part about being a fat dude. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you're like,
Or
I'm
a
just going to
woman.
have a couple
Or-
bites.
He has a food addiction. It's like I do it all the time where I buy candy and I'll eat like a handful and then I'll aggressively like chuck the rest of it into the trash or at a homeless
It's a
person.
waste.
Yeah, but it's like
It's a waste.
the
You're
best
wasting.
thing.
You're mad at yourself for eating.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
you take it, you put it in your backpack so you can have snacks later. I always have
There's
a little.
no such thing as a snack.
I had
later
half
for
of
me.
my
If there's a
sandwich
snack,
from
it's in
earlier. Just before the show started,
I'm
I
the
had half
same
of my
way.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Some girl gave me advice one time because she's like I don't know, it's like talking.
She's
to
a
her,
woman?
Yeah, she showed me her fridge and it's just filled with like canned
Yeah, never.
Oreos and stuff. And I'm like, I couldn't do that. I'd eat all of that. She's like, well, I find that if I just have a shit ton of the stuff, then I'd end up not eating it. And then I tried
does that make
I
any
tried
sense?
that
Whoa.
once.
How does
Tried
that
it
make
while I
any
went to
sense?
Costco, and I was like, let's try this out in the car. It's like
out of the shopping cart.
Right, yeah.
Shoveling. Yeah, we
And
have so many cookies now.
Eating
so I
an
have to hide
entire
them.
box of saltines. You ever do that move? All
Of
4
course.
sleeves
They
of
taste so
They're
good.
so
premium
good.
saltines.
And just don't shit for
Yeah.
8
They
days.
taste so good.
I'm in the Bible. And just
I have to
fucking- yeah.
I have to hide the cookies in our kitchen deep behind the fridge. But
Mm-hmm.
then in the middle of the night, I know the boys hear me just like skirting a chair over to
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
get up and get
Yeah.
them. It's bad.
She's eating her feelings again.
It's the middle of the night. It's like 4 a.m.
Ack.
It's not okay.
You're like Kathy, the comic woman.
Did you know that the woman who wrote Kathy is actually mad hot in real life?
Yeah, she wasn't
Really?
fat.
Yeah, she was like appropriate.
Isn't that rude?
Shit. She was
I hate that.
fucking
She wrote a
absolute
fat
beast,
woman
dude.
comic for fat women.
Yeah.
Man, I was reading.
She was getting paid off those
then
mean ladies from
real
The
life
Office.
Choicest pussy.
That's
in the world.
better.
Yeah.
I was
she
reading
had
a book
perfect pussy.
I was reading a book about a hot girl, and then I looked at I turned the book over and was like, "Oh my god!" And it was like a hideous. I won't say the book. I feel bad, but it was a very ugly.
Well, you were
woman on
reading
the
a
back.
book about a hot
It was
woman.
like, yeah.
What is
yeah,
that
yeah.
supposed to
The
mean?
girl who is hot.
The girl who is
Yeah.
hot.
I mean, it was like, I forget, my friend told me to read it. Somebody rides a motorcycle in it. It was a very popular book a couple years ago. And the woman is super hot. And then the back cover, you can tell she's just a little fag hag. Brutal.
I was making fun of my girlfriend because literally I was like, "What are you watching?" She was like, "It's embarrassing. I don't want to say the name of it." I was like, "What's it called?"
My 700-pound
No, it was
sister.
called "The Summer That I Turned Pretty."
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
But
is
how about
that?
500 pounds of summer?
I don't know.
He's like, it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt on an elevator eating peanut M&Ms. She's like, "Are you eating peanut M&Ms?" He's like,
Hey,
"You like peanut M&Ms?"
this is like a meet cute or something. Wow, you're so quirky.
Yeah.
You're so quirky.
She can't speak.
You're so quirky. Oh my God, you're like a manic pixie dream girl.
Man, I wish there had been a better home for 500 pounds of summer.
What
Remember
about a
Shallow Hal?
magical?
That ruled.
Yeah, that movie's
That could
awesome.
never
The
exist.
cover of that movie's great.
It's so
the fat
good.
shadows.
So
I want to watch that
Yeah, him
movie.
just holding hands with that bitch, and the shadows all fat.
It's a funny concept.
it's
Yeah.
so fucked up because the actual person is the hottest, skinniest actor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about how it's okay to be fat. But in reality, she's a twig. It's crazy that they could make
Who,
it.
Gwyneth?
Yeah.
I don't know about the hottest.
The dumbest, certainly.
Maybe the
Yeah,
dumbest.
yeah.
Which-
Although I
which in a
believe in
way-
the. Did she do the jade egg in the vagina?
Yeah, she
I
does.
believe in this.
This
I
bitch-
believe in
this
this
You
bitch
think
egg.
that
just keeps
works?
finding
It
new
makes your
ways.
shit strong. It's
I
like
really-
working out.
Just think about it. If I was like, yeah, if you're clenching in an egg all the time, like when I run, I always clench my vagina the whole time, thinking that it makes, you know what
So
I
you
mean?
don't get
Thinking that
raped
it'll
in the
be.
park. You're like the Central Park 5, the Central Park
They're
5.
like,
the
"Are you
Central
Jewish?
I'm just
Yeah.
every
Are
time.
you
That's
Jewish?"
who actually did it.
Yeah.
Every time I have
Yeah,
sex with
that's
a
what they
guy
did.
with a big dick, I always think it's stretched out forever. It's my biggest fear.
Yeah, get the jade egg, dude. That
I think
sounds
the jade egg is
that
real.
sounds Chinese to me.
Because it's probably
Yeah.
pulling down a little bit, so you have to hold it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Imagine it's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds
So that's
heavy.
an exercise.
Yeah.
yeah,
People with these big pussies just shit all
I
over
dated
it.
a girl that worked at a gynecologist's office.
Yeah.
Like she was a receptionist there, and she told me that just old women have to come in all the time because their pussy just falls out.
Yeah.
Like,
Prolapse.
You get old. You get old, and
Yeah.
your shit doesn't. You can't. The muscles atrophy. So they'll like go over a speed bump and fucking like they're like. You know, have to go get their shit medically tucked back in. They got like a tool for it. They just like.
You went to medical school for that.
Yeah, right.
I stayed at an old couple's house and their dog had a prolapsed uterus and they didn't say anything about it. They weren't like, by the way, there's a bag hanging out of our dog that's red
That's
and bulbous.
disgusting.
Yeah, and he'd be like, oh, she's friendly. And the uterus would like push up against your jeans. And it was so awful. It was nuts that they didn't say anything about it.
I got a friend.
She's a slut.
I got a friend named Jordan. I knew like 15 years ago. We would hang out with his two friends from colleges, like at their apartment, like after shows.
Yeah.
And they had a dog named Hooli, who was this little like Jack Russell, who was paralyzed from like the waist down. So he would just drag his legs behind him, and he had this little like blanket that he would like bite and like hump, and then they would be like, "Oh,
How did he
Hooli."
hump?
They would think it was like cute. He would just like kind of do the worm on this fucking blanket, and they would laugh at it. And Jordan's like, "This dog is just living in hell."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just like none of the wires are hooked up. His like stupid dog
His legs are
brain
getting
is like
hooked on
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, he wants to be killed.
Right. It's like, you got a nut and he just has nothing. He's no ability to. He's just humping this fucking shit.
You're supposed to give him those wheelie things. Everybody
Yeah.
in Brooklyn has those one-legged or no-legged dogs.
Wait, I can people that are paralyzed from the waist down fuck?
No.
Yeah. That was in Murder Ball. Remember that?
Right?
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah.
Right?
That angry guy in
can't.
Murder Ball is like, I still fuck.
But he doesn't mean that way. He eats pussy.
No, I think
No,
your
I
dick gets
think
hard.
the
It's a
dick-
different nervous system.
I think the dick is not
It's
the part
still-
of the same.
it's
shot.
That's nuts.
No, it does. They
Just
just
have
I think
immobile
so.
legs, but a rock hard
Yeah,
dick
yeah.
is
Have you ever seen that
crazy.
influencer couple where it's like a hot woman
'Cause
and
you-
like a guy with like
It's wha-
just a crumpled ass
Yeah,
body?
and your dick's so weird. That's why
You gotta see this.
retarded people have huge dicks because the body's systems are like the baby's being made in the womb, and like something goes wrong, Down syndrome or something.
Yeah.
And then the DNA is like, well, let's just try again with the next guy. So it makes the dick bigger so that somebody will fuck the retard and then they can make
This
another
is not
person.
true.
It's true. That's how
The dumbest dude I've ever dated did also have the biggest dick.
It's this.
Look at
It's this system.
That guy has a hard dick.
It's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
system.
they fuck.
Just so you guys know it.
They have a video where she talks
it looks
about
like
she's
a
like
photoshopped head.
she's
on
like,
top of
and
a-
by the way, he can have sex. But yeah,
Oh my god, he got all of the juice in his teeth and his dick. Look at his teeth.
Who is this?
My
Gary
God.
Busey?
no, it's an influencer couple where it's like a
right.
guy with like his cerebral palsy or something, some shit like that, and like a hot woman, and she's like, I don't know, I don't want to doubt their love, but the fact that they're influencers makes me question.
Yeah.
Like she's
How
And they're
hot is
they're
she?
also just in the hospital too.
there's like videos where she's just has to carry him and put him to bed, and they're making like TikToks like about like
There's
where
no way.
he's like in a chair. Yeah,
Yeah, no, this can't be. This is like
and
that.
look, I'll show you more of their shit.
This is like that woman who was dating the.
That's why like gorillas have small dicks, and it's because they can rape whoever they want. Any other primate, the gorilla can have.
Yeah, look, she wrote
What?
she wrote an article.
Then how come what's a dumb animal? Pigs. Do pigs have big old hogs?
Pigs have you know what's crazy? Their dick looks like their tail.
Oh,
This
it's
is
like
what
a
I've heard.
corkscrew?
There's
Curly.
no way.
No, it is.
It winds in them like a
It's a curly.
a-
yeah, it's like their tail.
wine opener.
Yeah, there's like there's
Oh,
stuff like
because
that.
it gets barbed, so it can't pull out.
I
Because
don't
they
know.
run away because they're dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really know how it works, but there's a lot of stuff in nature where you're like, this is just a redneck came
I
up
do
with
wonder
this.
about this when you see a guy's dick and it's like particularly big mushroom. It's like, and you're like, did you need to hold on to me more? You know what I mean? Like in your DNA.
Well, dogs have a thing. It's called dog knot. They have like another bulb.
How do you know this?
I'm a learned man.
Okay.
I'm an autodidact. I chose my own studies personally.
Okay.
I didn't go the traditional route and decide or allow the education system to tell me what knowledge to,
to
put in my
become
brain.
a civilized human being. You're just like,
I'm high on polyurethane fumes.
dogs have something called a dog knot.
It's a dog knot. Yeah, no, it is. It's a bulb at the end of their dick that, like, so when a dog, because a dog actually, they don't like finish. The dog's just always nutting, like while
Yeah, it
it's
just
fucking.
leaks.
Yeah, so the knot
like a drip?
goes past the sphincter of the dog woman's pussy, and then it expands, and then they're stuck together. So you'll see, like, that's why dogs are stuck together after they fuck, because there's a knot at the end that just like blocks it. You can't they can't pull their dick out.
Does this look
Wow.
like me and my girlfriend?
Yeah, kind of actually.
a little bit.
But I mean,
Yeah.
definitely have the same bones as that guy.
Yeah, that's close. Yeah.
Look, this guy literally
get him a
has
chair
this,
like
guy,
that.
this guy literally has better posture than that.
Why are they showing her putting on her clothes?
Because she's like
Because they
sexy.
just got done fucking.
yeah.
Oh, the whole thing was
the
he
whole
can
thing
fuck.
is that she's sexy and that he's really
Yeah.
fucked
I
up.
think there's a stool here too. This is a comedy show in Bushwick.
Yeah.
They go on
Oh
stage
my
and fuck.
god. My best friend was paralyzed from the neck down, and she could orgasm through ear touch.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
I'm sure that wasn't just a scene in the film Michael.
Yeah.
Is fucking John Travolta brushing
Just
his wings
reaches out
against
and
it.
touches
Yeah.
a woman.
Brushes his wings against a paralyzed woman's ear, and she nuts.
That is, I never fully bought it,
Yeah.
but I think that she was like getting this really. She was a lesbian and had this really hot nurse working for her, and I think that she was just getting this woman to, finger bang her ears forever by being like, "It's working." You know what I mean? It's like my friend who says she can't orgasm, and who also. But every time she tells that to a dude, he then like goes down on her for 4.5 hours. And, like, tries his
that's
hardest.
so annoying.
I've never done that. Well, anytime a woman's like, "Yeah, I can't get off," I'm like, "Perfect."
Nice.
So you mean
Nice.
I was confused and I don't have a shift today? Well, guess
Okay.
who's gonna go do OxyContin back in his apartment?
Nice.
The long form conolingus is cringe. It is brutal. There is a certain point where you're like, all right, you got to have some dignity, guy. Come up here. This sucks.
Oh yeah, you don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Adam's just has 1,000-mile
Yeah,
stare.
you're getting 30 seconds to start making noise, and then maybe
Yeah.
5 minutes after that, if it doesn't happen, I'm getting up and going to the kitchen and getting something to eat.
Yeah. Don't even say
I'm
a
getting
word.
mine.
Nothing.
Don't
Yeah.
even say
I'm
anything.
getting my GUN.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, just putting a gun in there and being like, oh shit, I think I came. Did you get off? Hello?
Hello. Hi, babe. Babe.
Oh damn.
I'm starving right now.
Yeah, you want to go get a little late night snack?
I'm going to Google the dog knot.
My girlfriend says she made me dinner.
Man, fuck, I don't want to hear any more about your domestic life.
She made mushroom pasta.
Yeah, how's that going? How does that work?
Pretty good.
Really? Just
Yeah.
living together? You never?
Yeah, I love it. I
I don't even want to live with myself.
Yeah.
Like you can't live inside this brain
Mhm.
of yours.
I just can't. I keep asking audience members, and they're like, "Yeah, we've been together for 5 years," and I'm like, "Oh, any bumps?" And they're like, "No, it's good." And I'm like, "How? In what world?"
Well, there's bumps, but it's normally my fault, actually.
Yeah.
I get mad about something.
The longest relationship I ever had was with somebody I didn't have feelings for.
Yeah, of course, same.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the best kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Had sex, didn't talk,
Right,
didn't
exactly.
say one word to one another,
Yeah.
bonded for 4 seconds after sex, and then the rest of it, nothing.
Just somebody to watch Law and Order with. And then you're like, how's your day at work? And then they talk for 30 minutes. You just don't hear a word of it.
Just washes over you.
Yeah, you're just paying attention to what Detective Munch is up to.
Oh, there is a dog knot. Gross. This
Have you
also
seen
looks like
cat?
Adam's body.
Have you seen cats?
I love that dogs' dicks get worse. You know what I mean? Like there's like 3 stages of a dog's dick. Like the one,
Oh, yeah,
the
the
red
the one that
bucket.
looks like the rest of the dog, and that one's like, okay, that's fine. And then that thing comes out, the first part, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? And then the dog's dick hard. You're like, come on, stop.
You remember when we were in Queens with Shane and that tiny little dog? There was like a
Yeah, that was hilarious. Dude. We saw this tiny dog with this huge dick.
It had the biggest dick. Shane's like, dude, you gotta check out this
You
dog's
gotta
dick,
see this
dude.
dog's cock.
Yeah,
Which shade?
Shane Gillis.
yeah. He was like,
He would.
He's
He
like,
would
this
be the
dog's
one
got
to
the
say
biggest
that.
dick, I swear to God. He's like, I know this dog. I see it around the neighborhood. It's got the
Yeah.
biggest fucking dick. Yeah, that dog had a huge dick. It was amazing. It was like a little like a wiener dog, or like, no, not like a
Like a dachshund.
yeah, like a terrier maybe, or it was like a tiny little dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it had just a monster, but maybe bigger than my cock.
Shane is just pretending to be listening to you guys while just staring at this dog's cock.
Yeah.
That's
no,
crazy.
I mean, like you see it, you start dying of laughter. It's so funny. The visual is incredible.
I saw a macaw this weekend. 2 of them, 2 very beautiful macaws, and I'm thinking about getting one again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Did
a
you go for
bird guy.
cause?
What?
I can't get over Shane going up to some woman and her dog and just ignoring the woman. And being like, look at this dog's cock.
You got to see this dog's dick. You got to see it.
Yeah.
You had birds?
No, there were birds at this outdoor market I went to.
We're in
But
Houston,
you said I'm
Texas.
going to get another one.
No, I said I'm thinking again about getting a macaw.
Oh,
This is
we've
something
already
I've
been talking-
debated.
Those were
Really?
Texas birds.
Yeah.
They were saying,
There's a Mexican guy with gold teeth selling him.
Wow.
He's like, he can speak, but he has to trust you. He has to trust you to speak. Don't put your finger because you bite me.
"Oh, that guy rocked."
They're truly beautiful animals, though.
How
Yeah.
big are they? I would be worried.
They're
that I
loud
would-
as shit, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fucking loud.
Yeah, dude, you get annoyed immediately.
I get scared about having pets because I have the compulsive thing.
No,
like I'm worried I'll
Nick
twist
would
its
te-
head or
Birds are
something.
weird, though, because they're just in jail forever in your house.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you can't, like, let them do shit.
You can't let them out?
No.
Really? Yeah,
They-
you can let them fly around your house.
You
No, they
teach
can't.
it slurs
They're too
for
big.
one
They're
day.
too big to fly around a house. They fucking just hit a wall immediately and die. There was a guy on YouTube, like way back when YouTube started. This guy had an account called like Ruby the African Gray, and African Grays are the smartest bird,
Yeah.
and they like they speak, and but it was this British African gray that would just like it had like a potty mouth basically.
Yeah.
I think he would like bring up the guy's dead sister and stuff.
Nice.
He was just an asshole.
I know.
Like, fuck off, cunt. Yeah. Fuck off, then, cunt. He's like, that's not nice, Ruby. You don't need to be saying it to me, Ruby. Fuck you, cunt. Not now, Ruby. Hush up.
I knew this guy who worked. He came from Brooklyn, and then he moved out into the country, and he bought all these goats. And I was building a deck for him, and these goats. I mean, you can tell he just chose the wrong life. Like, he just thought he would be like, Brooklyn guy, I'll have a farm, and these goats would just for hours. And this guy would just fucking...
It's like, it's great getting out of the city.
He would just lock them
I just
in
couldn't
this
live there
tiny bin.
anymore.
Yeah, it was brutal. It'll teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
Don't leave the city.
Don't leave the city.
Unless you're like an older gay couple from Chelsea and you moved to like Hudson to start an art gallery.
Yeah, and
For
he
other
had
gay
married the Wiccan slag also. Yeah,
okay.
right.
You
It
got
was
a-
her
he
idea
got
to
a
get all the
country
goats.
wife.
Yeah, he got a country wife.
He got a girlfriend.
I'm gonna build my little blog house with my fat, cold-titted retard girlfriend.
Yeah. Your slam pig.
I'm gonna hire a city contractor to build me a crystal room for my fat-titted retard girlfriend. I went in a healing crystal store this weekend.
In Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like that. Everything in there is like so. Like the next step after that is like Nazi esotericism. Like what's the word? Esotericism.
Esoteria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's.
And we'll
just,
be right back.
Yeah, it's just all fucking like rune shit, and then like it's just one step away from being like.
What's esoteric?
Like the shit that the Nazis were into, like occult stuff.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, it is related.
Yeah.
That one in Bushwick closed down. Do you remember that one? They
Yeah,
really-
the lesbian one.
Yeah.
That place pissed me off.
It was brutal. Those
Yeah.
women with just like big clitoris necklaces hanging
Yeah.
off.
One of the most
I would
desperate-
flick that place off.
Desperate points in my life, I went into a crystal shop and I was like, "Can I please have a job?" And they were like, "No." Thank God. Ended up working at a pizza shop down the street for a Korean brother and sister whose parents bought them a pizza restaurant, and they were both autistic and they had no idea what they're doing.
Wow, you don't see Koreans around pizza a lot.
Yeah, no, pizza was fucking terrible, and I got fired for calling the cook a cunt.
Yeah.
Customers heard me.
Nice. You yelled at it?
I yelled at him.
I said it. I meant him.
Yeah. I yelled at him because he wouldn't make a pizza that was half pepperoni, half mushroom, because it was the special was a mushroom pepperoni pizza, and he said there's no substitutions. I'm like, it's not a substitution. Make the pizza. Just put pepperoni on one half and mushrooms on the other.
That's
He said, "No,
But
I'm
it was
not doing
for
He's a
somebody. It
dick.
wasn't for you.
It's for a customer.
You seem like you've gotten fired from
He's
your
a
job.
dick.
I've gotten fired from
Yeah,
it.
the guy was in the wrong.
He was in the wrong.
Yeah, and it's before you think it's me abusing some worker, he was the boss. So
Yeah.
I just can't imagine a Korean telling me what to do. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Imagining a tiny little Korean
yeah,
man.
no, it was a brother and sister, so they were like Americans. Their parents were immigrants, and the brother worked as a mechanic at a bowling alley prior to that, like fixing the pin machines.
And they all how did they get
I never met the parents. The parents bought them like you have business, you have your own business.
That's
they
like
bought a
that guy who
franchise.
owns what's that fucking comedy club in Cincinnati? Go Bananas. There's like some Thai guy who runs the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he just like comes in and screams at everybody and then leaves. And
Yeah.
they have this alcohol. I shouldn't talk about this, but it's crazy. I mean, he's like this overlord
Yeah.
who just comes in, that knows nothing about comedy, doesn't book it, and is just like, move this over there, get out now. And people are like, who is that guy? I'm like, I have no fucking idea.
And then he just starts kicking the shit out of a tree stump in the back.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
He just killed like 800 communists in his country.
He like came into the green room at one point. We were eating candy, and he walked in and he was like, Twizzlers. And we were like, yeah. And then he just left. And we were like,
He just said the word.
yeah, like judging us. I don't know why he was bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a strange thing. Koreans and pizza.
All right. Well,
Well, you want to wrap it up?
yeah.
Okay.
I want to go have dinner.
Yeah. All right. Well, folks, thanks for joining us.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been another great episode.
I'm in Phoenix this weekend, by the way.
Go ahead and see
Stand
Nick.
Up Live, Phoenix. Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma.
Yep, check it out.